I need to tilt it up a minute. Okay. You ready?
No.
Good morning, Sue's ready. Belle's gonna be late and Anne's tied up.
No, that's kind of kinky.
Okay, take your feet to the width of the mat. You're gonna make a fist and squeeze, there she is, squeeze the elbows back, good morning. Fold halfway down, excuse me, and then come back up. And just sort of keep oscillating between down and up. You wanna be lifting the elbows high so you feel the upper back work, right? Okay, now bring your feet in so they're just hip width apart and do the same fold that you were just doing. So you're gonna feel this a little bit more in the back of the legs. One more. Now reach your arms all the way up to the ceiling. Try to really lift out of your hips and get nice and tall. And then we're gonna swan dive it all the way down. Let your head go, so you're just looking through your legs. Just chill out here and breathe. Let's get some good blood flow to our face. If you can be with a straight leg, go for it. Now we're gonna inhale and extend the spine and come into a little squat. So just bend the knees. I want you to feel like the lower calves getting a nice little stretch, the Achilles, and then go back to that straight leg, but keep your spine in extension. And just kind of oscillate between bending and straightening. Nice, now let the whole upper body just fold over the legs. You're here for 3 big breaths. And we're gonna walk out to plank. You're gonna hold your plank for 3 big breaths. Your shoulders are over the wrists and your hips are up in line with the back. Nice, now take it to a downward facing dog. And let's just elevate the heels as high as we can get them, and then push them down as far as we can get them. And keep doing that. Nice, now when you elevate this time, find yourself in bear. So you're gonna step your knees in so they're under the hips. Hold your bear for 3 big breaths. Now let's put the knees down on the floor. We're gonna do some cat-cows, so big arch in the back. As big as you can get. And then drop in the torso between the shoulders. Take your gaze, look forward. And let's just keep going. You want to try to begin with a breath and then exhale as you transition. Do a few more. Now let's come back to that bear. And then go to a small dog with your heels down. Push your legs nice and straight. Now we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. You're going to inhale and extend the spine. Exhale, fold back down. Reverse swan dive all the way back up. Flip the palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart, step your left foot forward. I'm gonna do a little warm up for the legs. So let's elevate the back heel. Let's lean forward and extend the arms out in front. So lots of your body weight is going into that left leg. Now take the arms back by your side, palms face down, crowd out the chest, and try to lift the arms as high as you can. Keep a big bend in your front leg. And then bring the arms forward and up and sort of oscillate between the two, back and forth. Try not to put too much weight in that back foot. Do 2 more. Keep that big forward lean. Now from here, take your hands down to the floor and come off your back foot. Single leg balance, just hold on this leg. Now we're gonna oscillate between lifting that right hip up towards the ceiling and squaring it off. So lift and lower. You're keeping your back leg just parallel to the floor and you're just lifting and lowering that right hip. Do it just a few more times. Now drop that foot back, meet me in your runner's lunge. Now from here, we're gonna push the front leg straight and your back heel down, and then come back to the lunge. And keep going, just do it a few more times. Nice, now from the runner's lunge, take your hands down, step back, you're in plank. 2 big more breaths here.
Big one.
Big. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Sean's criticizing my grammar. Inhale, extend the spine. Now, with the spine in extension, bend both knees. Now this time, lift the heels. So you're in a squat with your legs bent and your heels up. Just hold it. Now put the heels down, do a full fold, just release the whole upper body. Now extend the spine and reverse it all the way back up. Flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Bring your hands to heart. Step your left foot forward. Sorry, right foot. Thanks, Sean. Right foot forward, big bend in this leg.
I'm just happy to serve a purpose here.
Big bend in the leg, lean forward, take the arms out. So concentrate on not putting a lot of weight in that left foot. Sweep the arms back, drive out the chest, and lift the arms back forward and up, and just keep going. Don't forget to breathe. Give me that big lean in so you got most of your body weight in the right leg. Okay, you're gonna take your fingertips down to the floor, fingertips only. We're gonna come off the back leg, square out the hips, breathe. Now let's start to lift the left hip, turn it up towards the ceiling and then lower it back down. Keep going. Your fingertips only on the floor. You want to try not to weight too much into them. You really want to challenge your balance here. Couple more. Now, take that back foot down, straighten your front leg, press your back heel into the floor, and then give me a bend. Come back to the lunge. And just oscillate between straightening the front leg and bending. Nice. Now, when your leg is bent, take your hands down, step back plank, lift your left leg up. And then switch, lift the right. Keep those hips nice and even and keep alternating. We're just going to do a few more. Make sure you haven't dropped your face. Now let's take it to a downward facing dog. You're here for 5 big breaths. Come back to plank, step your feet into bear, put your knees down on the floor. Take your left hand up to your left ear. So your elbow is going out to the side. Now you're going to lift that left shoulder up as high as it'll go. And then take that left elbow, cross it over to the right. And lift again. And cross it. Really originate the lift from the shoulder. The elbow will find its way. Do 2 more. Try to keep those hips nice and square. Okay, switch arms. Lift and lower. Two more. And relax. All 4 cat cows one last time. Then we're going to transition this to some kneeling scapular push-ups. Okay, so get the spine nice and neutral, pull the belly button up and in. Now you're just going to lower the chest through the arms and lift it back up. And just oscillate between the 2. Couple more. Nice. Now come off your knees to a small dog. Walk your feet forward to the hands. Inhale, extend, flat back. Now you're going to roll up 1 vertebrae at a time, nice and slowly. Oh, there we go. Warm-up's done. Okay, hopefully you're a little bit sweaty. Gonna get a quick sip of water and then we're gonna start lateral lunges. So we're going with the big weights. Pick up your big girl weights.
Girl weights.
So you're gonna turn and face the right side of the room. Take those feet nice and wide. Bring the weights out in front. Your palms are facing. You're gonna lunge left. So both weights are gonna come down just inside the instep of your left foot. You're gonna stay on that side. So lunge and then come back up. We're gonna add on some bicep curls. But right now we're just lunging. So butt comes down, weights get right inside that foot. Get nice and low and keep your spine long. When you push back up, push up through the heel. Okay, so if you're ready, when you come up now, give me 1 bicep curl and then bring the weights back down to the lunge. Come up and curl and back down. Really think of lowering your butt. I'm pushing it backwards when you descend. And then curling as you lift up. We're going to do 5 more here. Last 3. And 2. And 1. Okay, before we go to the other side, we're putting them down. We're going to do a little planking series. So come on down. Don't worry, I won't forget to do the other leg. So down into a low plank. Pick your knees up off the floor, push those heels back. Hold and breathe. Get that belly button pulling up and in. Five more big breaths. Now from here, come up into a high plank. 5 big breaths. Down to the low plank. Back up to the high plank. Walk your feet all the way forward. Extend the spine. Reverse it all the way back up, flip your palms, reach for the ceiling. Nice, relax. Whew, ready for the other side. So now just turn and face the right. Sorry, the left side of your room. Pick up the heavy weights. Get your feet nice and far apart. So weights on the inside, palms face, lunge with that front leg. And pressing up through the heel. Try to push the hip backwards. And try not to weight into the front part of the foot. We'll do a few more, and then we'll add on the bicep curl. Full range, right? Really try to challenge your range of motion. Okay, give me the bicep curl. And then back down. And do it again. Last 4. There we go. Okay, that wasn't so terrible. Little moaning and groaning, but besides that, we did it. Okay, little core back again. So lying down on your back, we're gonna do bend legs. Keep your arms on the floor to start this. So rotate the pelvis up so your low back skin's on the mat. And then move your feet out a little bit. Move them forward. So you're fighting hard to keep the back down. Once you get that, lower the heels, lift them back up to that starting point. You're not bringing them all the way in. The option is to do one at a time or do 2 together. But try to keep that low back skin on the floor. So nice and slow, rock those heels down, rock them back up, but don't bring them over the belly button. Keep them out there. Do 5 more. Nice and slow. 4, 3, 2, and bring those knees in. Whew, make a little circle. Give yourself a bit of love. Why not? Go the other way. Okay, we're gonna do some bicycles, but we're gonna do them nice and slow. So take your hands behind your head, lift up, get yourself in a crunch, extend the right leg out, rotate your right shoulder to your left knee. And then put the head back down, bring the knee in. Crunch up, left leg goes out, left shoulder to right knee. Take it down. We're gonna do 2 more slow, and then we're gonna increase the pace just a little bit, but it's more about form. So keep practicing. It's about rotating the shoulder to the knee, not the elbow. Because the elbow is easy. You want to get that nice little torso twist. Couple more. And then if you can turn on a little more pace, why not? Keep going. You stop that. Okay. Take your legs down along the floor, take the arms all the way back behind you. We're gonna Pilates style it back up. Tuck your chin, roll yourself up. Dive between the legs. One more little core thing before we get back up on our feet. So come back up, drop back to your elbows. Okay, now bring your feet hip width apart. Bring your knees in. So tuck them in as close as you can. I want you to feel your tummy working. Try to hug them in a little closer towards your face. And then you're going to extend them out nice and straight, drawing in the belly button. And then take them back in. Give me that little tuck. And then back out. And keep going. You have 5 more. Belly button stays in when those legs go out. The whole stomach. Last one. Nice, okay. Open the heels to the corners of your mat, dive between the legs. Little reprieve here. Okay, come on back up on your feet. Pick up the heaviest weights you have. Or as in Sean's case, 1 set of weights.
They are my weights.
Heavy and heavier. Okay, here we go. Feet are hip width. We're gonna do a squat and a hammer curl. So squat. Weights are just outside the feet. Palms face as you curl. Keep your butt nice and low. And weight into the heels. And push up through those heels. Keep going. Don't forget to exhale your breath when you come up. You have 5 more. You got this. Ugh. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, put them down. Back down on the floor. Oh. We're gonna do some push-ups. 15 of them. Then we're gonna flip it around and do 15 chest presses. So, starting with your push-ups. You wanna have those knees pretty far back. Elbows come 45 degrees out from the body. Exhale when you push back up.
Henry.
15.
15.
Okay, when you're done your 15, you're on your back doing chest presses. Whew. So the back of the arms are going to get down onto the floor every time. Try not to go too fast on the way down. And when you're done, you can set the weights down. Whew. Got a quick sip of water. We're gonna come into a bridge. We're gonna use one weight just to make the bridge a little more challenging. So you're gonna set it right over the hips. Your feet are hip width apart. We wanna walk the feet close to the butt before we bridge it up. Back of the arms are gonna come off the floor. So press up through the heels. Hold that weight there. Now you're gonna open the knees as wide as you can, keeping the hips up, and then close them all the way in till the knees touch. So open and squeeze them back together. Big inner thigh challenge on the way in, outer hips on the way out. Make sure you're working the full range. You're doing 15, so maybe you've done 5, so count the last 10. Big squeeze, deliberate. After this, we're doing the Sean move for your posterior muscle chain.
Fetal position with them.
No. Make each one of these great. We're only doing 1 round of these. Should be feeling a lot of tremble in your butt cheeks. Squeeze those inner thighs, make it fabulous.
15, right?
15 in total. Sean does everything twice as fast as me. Okay, so when you're done, lower those hips, put the weight to the side. Oh. Now, we're gonna cup our fingers. You're gonna have the smallest bend in your leg. You're gonna pull the knees and toes in to touch. Get nice and flat on your shoulder blades. Of course, the back of the arms are not on the floor. Now, push your heels down into the floor. Keep that push, and then isometrically pull them towards your butt. Now, focus on squeezing your knees too, and then lift your butt up. So make it as challenging as you can. You're here for 5, 4, squeeze harder, 3, 2, release. Take the arms all the way back behind you. Now, when we come into round 2 of this, we're gonna count down, and then you're gonna just open your knees. You're not gonna put your hips back down. And then we'll do round 3. So, just mentally preparing you. Toes and knees squeeze in. You got the smallest bend possible in the legs. Fingertips only, make sure the back of the arms are not on the floor. Push your heels down into the floor. Pull them towards your butt. Squeeze your knees with all your might. And lift your butt up off the floor. Now the focus is all about the squeeze. You're here for 5, 4, remember, we're not putting the butt back down. 3, 2, open your knees, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, toes touch, knees squeeze. You're here for 5, 4, squeeze harder, 3, 2, let it go. Oh, that was hard. Take your arms all the way back. Nice, point those toes, big full body stretch. Why not? Okay, bring the arms forward, get yourself up. We're gonna do some tricep work. So we're gonna start out doing dips without any weights. You're gonna be sitting with your legs bent. So I've got my hands behind me. I'm gonna give my legs a little bend. So my fingers are facing forward, right? I'm gonna pick my butt up, flex my feet. Now, keep your butt close to being between your hands, not coming forward. And give me a little bend in the arm and straighten. So you're just going up and down. It's not huge. Your butt's off the floor. You can't get your butt off the floor?
Look at my arms, they're at full length, no,
There you go. Put your butt back more.
it doesn't matter.
5, 4. This is just a little warm up. 3,
Okay, I'm warming up.
2. Okay. Now lie down with your tricep extension weight. So I usually use 10s or 12s, whatever you have that's challenging. So palms are facing. Wrists, elbow, and shoulder are in one line. That's super important. Lower the weights by bending at the elbow, press back up. Now, lower the elbows down by your side till they're on the floor, push back up. So you've got one extension, nice and slow, and then you bring both elbows down to the mat. Push back up. One extension, and lower the forearms. Sorry, the back of the arms. Keep going. Alternating 1 and 1. Make sure your neck stays long. Press that belly down. So you're working those muscles the whole time. Big deep breaths. Try to catch 3 more if you can.
Oh.
Oh, good. And when you're done, you're done. And hopefully you got to that point. Okay, one more core exercise. We're doing dead bugs. So start out lying down with your legs bent, knees over hips, your feet are flexed. Bring the arms up, wrist over shoulder. Your palms face. Right leg extends out with the left arm. Pelvic tilt up so you feel that low back working towards the floor or on the floor. Pull it back in together. You're staying on the same side. Do it again. Pull it back together and extend back up. Pull it back together. So you notice I'm going nice and slow and holding. Pull it back together. Do 1 more. Okay, pull your knees in. Little circle to release that lower back. And we're going to come back and do the same thing on the other side. So arms up, palms face. Work that lower back down and the tummy in. You're going to take the left leg out and right arm back. And then pull it back together. And do it again. And back together. And again. And back together. And again. And back together. And one last time. And back together. Pull your knees in, make that nice circle. This time we open the knees nice and wide as we circle them. Change directions. Okay, rock and roll yourself up. We're gonna start a side plank series. This is our last effort, and then we stretch and start our weekend. So here we go, fold the mat over so it's nice and cushy in the front. You're gonna start out with your legs bent, hips up. So this is your kneeling side plank. Pick a side, we're gonna do both, it doesn't really matter. Just hold it. Now extend the top leg out. So it's nice and straight. Now you're doing a single leg kneeling side plank. Lift your hips up a little higher. Hold that top leg where it is, lower the hips to the floor, and then lift back up. Lower down, and lift, and lower, and lift, and do it 2 more times. 1 more time, and relax. Switch sides. So roll over to face the other way. Start out legs bent. Right hand on your hip, lift those hips up. Extend the top leg out, just hold. Really try to lift them as high as you can. Try to keep that leg that's on top really long and straight. Now lower the hips and lift and lower and lift. Lower and lift. A few more. Okay, from here, transition onto both forearms. So you're in your low plank. Hold and breathe. Now bring your feet together. Lift your butt up a couple of inches and then drop the right hip towards the floor. Pick it up and go on the other side. And just do them nice and slow, side to side. Now open your feet hip width apart. Do the same exercise. Side to side, do 3 or 4 more. Nice, now put your knees down, come up onto your hands. Take the hips back over your heels. Little reprieve. Chest towards the floor. Neck nice and long. Okay, we're gonna do a little shoulder work. I call it shoulder rehab. So meet me lying down on the floor. And make field goal posts with the arms. So back of the hands on the floor. Elbows and shoulders at the same height. Take a look. Get flat on your shoulder blades, that's important. Now give me a pelvic tilt. And then lift the back of the hands off the floor and forward. And then take them back. So we've talked about this many times. We know it's not important to get the hands so far forward that you're rolling the shoulders forward. You want to keep them down and broad. You're trying to improve your range of motion here. Okay, a couple more, nice and slow. And then we're going to meet with the back of the hands on the floor. And you're going to slide them along the floor, keeping the arms down on the floor, as far as you can go. Maybe you can get your thumb and index finger to come together, and then slide them back to the starting point. Now roll the hands forward, back of the hand back down, and slide them back. Once you've done a few, it gets a little bit easier. Just a few more. Nice and slow. And your last one. Okay, now clasp your fingers together. You're gonna bring the arms all the way forward between the legs. And then take them all the way back. And just go 10 times nice and slow while you try to sink the rib cage and your chest. The whole core is working towards the earth. Okay, now you're gonna open the palms, let them face forward to start, take them back, now the palms face the ceiling, move the arms forward. Just do that a few times. And now let the palms face each other. Do that a few times. And let the palms face the floor as you move them down and up. One more in each direction. And we're gonna start figure four. So put the arms down, take your right foot, cross it over your left thigh. Move the knee towards the front of the room. Lift the left foot off the floor. And try to get that left knee in as close as you can. Just hold there, breathe. Put the left foot down, switch sides. Pull the right knee in as you really try to move the left knee forward. So this is a bit of a struggle you're creating, right? A little tug of war going on. Nice. Now put both feet down on the floor. Keep your feet hip width apart. Let the knees rock to the right and then bring them back up to the left. Nice little massage for the hips. Just keep going side to side. Great job. Okay, pull the left knee up and into the chest as you extend the right leg all the way down along the floor. Now we're going to transition this to a single foot happy baby. So take hold of the outside of that left foot, heel to the ceiling. Use that left arm to pull that knee down towards the floor. Great job. Extend the left leg down, bring the right knee in this time. Nice and close to the body. Left calf on the floor. And single leg happy baby on the right. Great job. Okay. Bring both knees up and into the chest. Make a small little circle. Go the other way. Rock and roll up to a seated position. We're going to cross the legs. And you're going to fold down, flexing the spine. Just fold over those legs. If you can get your forearms down, great. Relax the head. Just breathe. Nice. Now come back up, cross over the opposite way, and fold back down again. And bring it back up. You're going to uncross. You're down on your feet. You're going to come up nice and high on the toes. And we're going to meet in a full forward fold. I'm going to have you cross your arms. So you're completely unweighting the upper body. Relax the head. Take some big deep breaths. Nice, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Release the arms, take a nice big deep breath. Reach for the ceiling, try to get nice and tall. And then relax. Woohoo! Thank you so much for your power and strength. Good job. Good job, ladies.
Hello.